Keep Love Lovely, the relationship show. Your hosts, LA and Terry Walker.
Hi, I'm LA.
And I'm Terry.
And we welcome you to Keep Love Lovely, the relationship show.
Where we talk about everything.
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 Everything. And tonight is no exception. Except for tonight, we won't just be talking about everything. We have a celebrity couple who's on, and they're going to talk about everything. Alfonzo Hestle and Marion Cooper, known as CoCo Montrese.
Yes.
I'm sorry. The fabulous,
Beautiful
CoCo Montrese. You know, talking with them about how they met brought up some memories for me. How about you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember I always used to spend time in the car?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in the park.
No,
I think it's against the law.
Okay, anyway, moving right along. And now, our celebrity couple.
Hi, I'm Alfonzo Hestle.
And I'm Marion Cooper, also known as CoCo Montrese from RuPaul's Drag Race Allstars Season 2 and RuPaul's Drag Race Season 5.
Okay, guys, I have to ask you, how did you meet?
I was very stressful one Tuesday night after a sales meeting, and I decided to go bar hopping. I met Scotty, which is a DJ in Orlando, and I just went from bar to bar to get martinis, but I couldn't get quite the edge off. So Scotty and I made an agreement to go to IHOP on West Colonial. They called it the Gay Hop. That's all. That's where all the guys and girls go after the club, and it's just like a club after the club at the IHOP. And I was there, and Scotty showed up, and then Marty showed up. Marty showed up in some pajamas, in slippers, and I looked at Scotty and I said, "Who's that?" And Scotty said, "Oh, that's my roommate Marty." And I said, "Bring him over to our table." So we brought him over to the table. He sat down. I mean, literally, as he was sitting down, he was telling me, "I don't need a man. I have a job. I'm a drag queen, and I don't need nobody to take care of me." So I said,
Hello.
Interesting. So this, hello, my name is Alfonso. Oh yeah, he said, "By the way, my name is Marty." I said, "Well, Scotty told me that." And I said, "Well, who do you perform as?" And then he says, "I'm CoCo Montrese." So I looked down and says, "You're not CoCo Montrese." He said, "What do you mean I'm not gonna?" I said, "Because CoCo Montrese has titties and you don't have any titties." Yeah. So what did you say to me after that?
I said, well, I'm CoCo Montrese, and if my titties are in the trunk of my car, and if you want to play with them, you can.
So that was our introduction to each other's lives. And as the story is told in several different versions, the true version, his version, we never been apart since. This one made me wait 3 months.
Nice.
June, the whole month of June, the whole month of July, and then August. And we was at dinner. And I was at my place. Mm-hmm. And I said, "This is official. I want to start dating." So he looks at me, which was on August 8th. 8/8.
What time?
Listen, I try to make it easy for him. 8/8/08. And he said, "Okay, but you got 1 week to get rid of them other
7 days.
7 days.
7 days. All of everyone else that was in your life on that level, you need to
Clean that out, huh?
clean that out.
There was a lot of.
So make the phone calls. Make the phone calls. Do whatever you have to do. And if you can't reach him on Monday, by Sunday, the next Sunday, you need to have that cleared up. Because at that point,
This is
7 days. Yep. Use 7 days to get it all.
Because I was running around 3 years single.
Oh my gosh.
I call it the relationship credit. You got 7 days to get that credit straight.
You know how you gotta go and get
That
your
credit.
FICO score up.
Yeah.
I had to get my FICO score up because it was down in the dumps.
He had to get his dating FICO score up.
And I had to go pay the bills off.
Yes.
I had to go sell the stuff, get everything off the credit report. So, and it worked out well. I mean, we started off fresh because we, as that dating part, that 3 months of him with me calling, him not returning my calls, me
I saw the
texting,
calls. I saw.
him not texting me back.
It worked though.
Well, it was all a test. I mean, it was a test. I was making sure that, this wasn't something that was fly by night and that you saw me as being worth pursuing,
So now we're in our 8th year together.
Ah, nice. Nice.
When I was Miss Gay America, I mean, there was literally times when I was probably home, 2 days out of a month?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So, yeah, and I was constantly on the road in a different city all the time and trying to cater to my relationship and my home life and take care of everything and also be this public figure out front and, be able to cater to everyone else's needs. It's a very tough thing to do because when you're flying into a city, and I used to tell people all the time, they don't care if you didn't have any sleep the night before. When you hit that stage, you gotta be on, and or it's gonna be in the news that you definitely, oh gosh, she was awful, that performance really wasn't, that great, but it's just constantly trying to find that happy medium to where you're on the road, you're here, you're there, you're here, you're there. You've got to take care of home, and home is most important to me.
Sure.
That's always been the most important thing to me, was to make sure that he was happy and he had everything, and home was going the way I wanted home to go. So when I came back home, I wasn't walking into, a situation where he's completely upset and.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. It wasn't like it was like, oh, I've got this all together and it's easy to do. There were some times where he had to say, hey, over here.
I'm over
okay,
here.
let's talk because I'm feeling a certain way.
Yeah.
And I would have to literally stop what I'm doing to get that back on track. But that's a part of a relationship and not going, oh, he's just being, he's just being a big baby or anything like that. You've got to understand that if you want someone to treat you that way, you've got to treat them that way too.
Honestly, I would never have gone to a drag show if it hadn't been for you. Because I never understood why you were dragging me to a drag show to see men dressed in women's clothes that couldn't sing. I didn't get that. Well, at least they weren't singing.
Well, they have fabulous shows. The first one that I ever went to was in Chicago many years ago. And I was just in awe at the beauty and the artistry and the talent. And it was just a fabulous show. I really enjoyed it. And I must say, I've never seen a bad drag show.
Well, that has grown on me because of you. Once I opened my mind, I realized what a beautiful artistry it really is.
It
The
is.
time that they put into their makeup and their hair and the clothing selection
Oh, yes.
and the energy.
Indeed.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
The energy is absolutely incredible.
Right.
Wow. And seeing Martin Cooper perform as CoCo Montrese, oh, that's a treat. Oh my gosh.
He was Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson
Yes.
does it.
Ah.
Damn good job, too.
Oh, yes, fabulous.
But you know who
Love
else
that.
does a good job? Alfonso.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
He's a wonderful guy.
He's a wonderful guy
Yeah.
and an incredible mate. And one thing that Martin said that stuck with me, resonated with me is, you have to take your time. You have to protect your career. And you have to understand that everybody that comes into your life is just not for you. Now let's get back to the celebrity couple and hear what they have to say.
And then he starts working with Frank Marino's Divas on the Strip, which was a little bit better because it was more of a 5 days a week.
No, 6 nights a week.
6 nights a week. So he was more at home. So I was a little bit more happier during that time frame. Because you always want to be with your loved one.
Sure.
And then he got that call from the producers of RuPaul Drag Race for season 5. We were laying in bed, and he comes home after the show at Divas, and he lays in bed. It was like 2:30. I'm like, why are you home so late? 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I was thinking about, I was talking to Frank about doing a show of RuPaul Drag Race season 5.
Yeah, I wanted to audition. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to do it. I think I
know you did.
No,
You said
no, I wasn't.
you did not want to do it.
I didn't. No,
You did
at
not
first
wanna
I
do it.
didn't want to do it.
You did not want to do it.
I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to. I already had just come off of Miss Gay America.
And then working with Frank.
And then I was so lucky and so happy and blessed to be, living my dream of working on the Las Vegas Strip. And I felt like my career was at the highest I wanted it to go. I didn't want to be a reality TV star. I had no desire to be famous on that
You're so
level.
good at being famous, though.
But I never wanted to lose myself. Being a cancer, it's a little different because you're very high strung, you're very outspoken. But I didn't want to lose who I was to television. I didn't want to conform because sometimes you don't even really realize you're doing it, but you start to change. And I that was my biggest thing. I don't care if I had one fan or if I had a million fans. I didn't want to be someone that I'm not. I didn't want to be someone who couldn't cater to a person's feelings or how someone else felt. Because now I'm this big star and I needed this and I needed that and you needed to treat me this way. I never wanted to be that. So, and I saw a lot of reality stars, even friends of mine that I knew before this, who completely,
flip, huh?
you're just like, wow, that's different.
That's you? Is that you?
That's not the person I knew,
Okay.
And that was when you were dealing with them in private after they were done. So you're really like, okay, well, they're not acting because they're with me in private. I didn't want to become that person who needed so much catering and attention outside of who I was. I'm always, being a Cancer, I'm the one who wanted to be the nurturer, the giver, be the one to give that. I never wanted anything, so I never wanted to be a reality star. That was a hard decision to make, but
we made it together.
And it was a business decision.
It
I'll
was
be honest
very,
with you.
I can't. That part came in with me because when we were laying in bed and he says, I don't really want to do this, so I had to break it down to him. But what happened if you did do it? Who you reach after this? And it was all about getting your craft out there, showing people who you are, letting people know that you're more than just this, and you're more than just this. You're all of this.
And the scary thing about that is when you're doing reality TV, there's still no
way to understand.
no way to control that.
Right.
Because you don't control how you're going to be perceived.
Right.
And I mean, without revealing a lot, that's just like the most I can really say about it. You have no control over that.
Okay.
So, I mean, and they will do whatever they have to do.
How many cities, though, in the next month, will you be traveling to?
Probably in the next month.
This month, the next month.
This
This month's over because this is 31st.
Oh, God.
Right.
So now,
Within the next month.
the
Probably.
next month it's September. So
Probably 10.
Probably 10
10
cities.
10 cities. 10 cities.
Yeah.
10 or 11 cities.
At least.
At least.
And Canada's on there.
I'll be in
3 days in Canada.
In three cities.
Three cities in
Canada.
Canada. 3 different days.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. It is a lot. But at the same time, I want to protect my brand and make sure that I'm of a certain quality.
Sure.
Of what I present, and I won't let it be at any cost of my career. I won't, or my relationship. If my relationship says, I need this, I need you home, I need this, I need that. And I would definitely put it on hold for that now. because we've established that. And I've done everything I've wanted to do.
I think if we go back to the
wonderful.
schedule part, give them just a glimpse of what happened
in the past
7 days. In the last 7 days.
Well, in the past week, I mean, literally, I landed in New York City. I was in New York City for a week. First time in a long time I'm in one place for a week. But gosh, you go, oh, I'm in one place for a week. But I got so much done within that week. It was from this interview to that interview, over here, over there, and you're in makeup, and then you're doing photo shoots. I mean, constantly in one day you'll probably do 6 different things, and then another day you have about 12 to 18 interviews that need to happen within a day, which is like 5.5 hours out of the day between the phone and appearing on camera. So it's a lot. It's a lot, and then you race from there to a performance from New York to San Francisco, from San Francisco back home for one night. Then it's off to Chicago. Then it's off to Tampa. So it's that kind of life. And there's nobody that's going to say, oh, well, we'll let you slide this time because we know how busy your schedule was.
They don't care.
No, they don't care. And from the beginning of my career, honestly, it's been like that. When I was Miss America, when I was Miss Gay America, I was traveling from Chicago. This is how I got my job in Las Vegas. I was traveling from Chicago. It was very exhausting. All the contestants that night at the pageant afterwards wanted counseling. So literally in my room, I invited them all to my hotel room. I'm packing, I'm counseling them on what they needed to do better to get on the road, the path to becoming Miss Gay America. So literally I packed, I didn't sleep, I got on a plane, changed time zones, got here to Las Vegas, Nevada for what at the time was called Miss Western States.
Okay.
So I got to Miss Western States, and the owner of the pageant was very gracious. They said, we know your schedule, we know you haven't been to sleep since last night. Just put your crown on and do a neat gown, a number in your evening gown. And I said, no, this is my first time in Vegas. It's my brand. No, I can't do that. I can't. I'm going to perform my talent. And my talent is, impersonating Janet Jackson. I've been doing that for over 20 years. So I was in Las Vegas, the capital of impersonations. Sure. I'm going to do Janet Jackson. Well, luckily for me at the time, Frank Marino was a judge for the pageant. Wow. And he saw me perform as Janet Jackson. And he offered me a job.
That's great.
And that's how I ended up in Vegas. Now, if that night I had just said, I'm really, really tired, I'm taking the night off. Sure. I would have detoured my path of my career. So sometimes you have to just suck it up and go.
Sure. But Marty, what if you could define in shorter terms, what is the glue that holds your relationship together?
Understanding. Understanding and compassion for knowing that when you go into a conversation or he says, hey, we need to talk, you don't go into it just hearing what he's saying to respond. You're listening to what he has to say about how he's feeling. Because then you can portray, okay, I'm going to listen to how he feels. I'm going to take that into consideration because I would want somebody to do that for me. It's all about, people say, it's not about you, it's not about you. Actually, it is about you. And what you need to realize when it is about you is that you've got to say what I want to be feeling, what this person is telling me they're feeling right now.
You guys have an interesting dynamic.
We do.
In that you get the benefit, Alfonso. I'm a little jealous. You get the benefit of Marty, the man. Mm-hmm. The adorable man, but the man. And then you get the benefit of sharing time with CoCo Montrese. So,
he can't stand CoCo.
Oh, okay.
I always tell people, and all my friends know, I married Marty Cooper. I didn't marry CoCo Montrese.
All right, that makes that clear.
She is very large. Her
persona,
her aura, her presence, very, very large. So, there can't be two large people in the room at the same time. And my friends know when I'm in the room, I like to like talk more than everybody else.
Sure.
Or get more attention. But when CoCo is in the room, it's always CoCo. It's no one else.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but yes, I would.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would. Yes.
And we would say so too, because CoCo Montrese is larger than life. Join us again on next Thursday for part 2 of Marriage is Not a Drag with our celebrity couple, Alfonzo Hestle and Martin Cooper as CoCo Montrese. They're going to share some intimate details of their relationship that just might surprise you. Right here on keeplovelovely.com, the relationship show. You know, we talk about everything. Everything.